I'm going to tell everybody who might be skeptical of human design. I was the biggest skeptic. And as a matter of fact, I couldn't stand it at first. And the reason being is that I really don't like labels in any way, shape, or form. And so I had spent so much of my life like stripping down the labels, not buying into them anymore in order to, on my own healing journey and to get connected to myself. So at first I was so not into it because obviously manifesting generator, like those are labels. But once I did dive into it, of course, like so many things, the thing we have the most resistance to, there's usually equal, if not more, power on the other side once we move through the resistance. I realized, holy, I mean, it is the ultimate permission slip to be who you naturally are. Your human design is the description of your aura. It is the science of the mechanics of how you're designed. And so it is scientifically based. It's a combination of astrology, I Ching, along with a couple of other things, the Tree of Life from Kabbalah, and it was channeled through this guy. And so when you understand what your human design is, it not only helps you really give yourself permission to operate in a way that is so true to who you naturally are, and then it highlights all the conditioning that you've bought into that keeps you from giving yourself that permission. So, for instance, as a manifesting generator, you actually have the most energy of all the energy types. So that means you're a combination of a manifester and a generator. So generators are here to generate, it's just what it sounds like, generate a lot of energy. They have a defined sacral motor. So it's like they can just go, 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 go all the time, especially as long as they're doing what they love. And when they're doing what they love, they produce this sparkly, juicy energy. And it's not even necessarily what they're doing. It's just wanting to be around that joy and that warm, enveloping aura that they create when they're doing what they love. Manifestors are actually quite different. They're here to initiate change. They're like the spark plugs of our world. So they're the people who have big, bold, strong energy, and they're here to use that to help move us forward, humanity as a whole, as a collective. And so they will have big ideas and they are born through them, and then they need to act on them when those ideas come through them. But then they need a ton, and I mean a ton of downtime. Like they're in a rest cycle for almost 80% of their life. So as a manifesting generator, you have a combination of both. So you actually have the most energy of everybody, and you're not meant to be on a straight linear path in life, although our society certainly conditions you to believe otherwise. And so what that means is that you're meant to bounce around, try lots of different things, be interested in all different kinds of things. And we love learning from you and those things that you're interested in. And you're not even meant to do things like in your day-to-day life in a straight order. So a lot of people who are manifesting generators think that they have ADD, but it's actually them living in alignment.
Okay.
Bounce around and do things. They'll always get it done. It's just that they're not going to do it in the order that like a generator would. So I'm a generator. It's like generators are here to master one thing in life, like to find the thing that they are so called to do that they love and to just like hone in on it and just go deeper, deeper, deeper. And they can do things in a straight line. Manifesting generators are like meant to bounce around. They're certainly not going to have a career in one area forever. And if they are, they're living out of alignment most of the time. And so even when you think about this conversation that we want to have about people pleasing, there's conditioning around how you're supposed to show up energetically, how you're supposed to show up in school, like scholastically, in career, and even relationships. What we're talking about, that bouncing around, can make you feel as though you're inconsistent, or other people can perceive it as inconsistent, but that's not the case. It's actually living how you're meant to. But then you could shame yourself. And so then you start doing things in a way that actually is not aligned, and it doesn't feel right in your body.